Bronco fans and football fans everywhere, also Cubs fans. We are Broncos Buzz. This is a show that is everything Broncos and brought to you with emotion, passion, honesty, and of course, Spence's comments, my comments, your comments in the chat. We are Broncos Buzz. All right, guys, welcome to a Friday, first Friday in November. Can you believe it's November already? Holy smokes, man.
What month is it?
October, never mind.
Hello, McFly.
Last week I didn't start the show we're just sitting there going, how come the show ain't starting? Spence says, because you forgot to hit the intro. Now I'm already in November and just totally skipped over October. Anyways, oh, how can I forget?
If we were in November, daylight savings would have kicked in. We'd be starting an hour early.
I thought today was Saturday because at the golf course we had a huge tournament. Well, most of our large, big tournaments of over 130 people are on a Saturday, and it was on a Friday, so I'm all screwed up, man. So, anyways, so today is Friday, and it's not November. It is the first Friday in October.
Okay.
I hope everybody had a fantastic week. Speaking of weeks, how was your week, Spence? It looks like you got my back, huh?
I have got your back. My family.
That looks just like me.
Yeah. Oh, like you got the good turn, and you got the good turn. Keep your head down. Start with the wrists.
There you go.
Get in. There you go. No, all is good. Good week work wise. The boss didn't yell too much this week, which means the weather is getting a lot better and she's a lot happier. So all is good there.
Oh, that boss.
That boss. The boss.
Main one. The main one. Exactly.
The only one. The only one.
Well, I meant work-wise, but yeah. Okay, cool. Awesome. Do have some good news for everyone out there who mentioned last week that Rudy was going into surgery last Monday. He came home late Tuesday afternoon, early evening. He's doing well. He's resting. He said he's sore, obviously, but he's doing well. Talk to him. He's in good spirits, or he's had a few spirits. I don't know which one, but either way, he's doing well. And thank you guys so much for. There you go. Just saying hi. Speaking of the devil, speaking of Rudy, my brother, Rudy, glad you're doing well, my friend. Hopefully you're mending well, and the pain's going down substantially. So really good. Keep doing this, and it'll go down a whole lot better. Anyways, my week was good. Like I said, got some good news from concerning Rudy, so that's always great. Always great. All right. Now, anything else we want to touch on before we get to the recap of the Broncos-Bengals game? Yes. What?
Yeah, we'll start off with the comments, and before in the chat, Mom is already chapping in already saying, Happy Halloween to handsome Bronco Bill. Mom, come on.
Wow. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Thank you.
And the guy drinking the beers. Well, the guy drinking the beers is your son, Spencer.
Exactly. And he has my portrait on the front of his shirt, which
this is Bill over here, and this is me.
Yeah, and he's got my back. See that? He pulled it right out. All right, hitting the chat. Go ahead and read that, Spence. You got a kick out of it, so go ahead.
Yeah, deepest apologies to our Broncos NBA professor Kona that I will be missing class tonight. Hoping there's no detention for missing your lecture. No detention, but you do owe the broadcasters here a 6-pack of Kona beer. So we'll collect one day soon.
There you go. That was Terry Speed. David Youngkin says, I love seeing the somewhat balanced team, talking about the Broncos, but if we fall behind, Sean will stop the run and have Bo throw for 1,000 yards. We'll get into that because I've got a whole lot of talk about that. And it's going to come on the heels at the end of the show, of course, but it'll come on the heels of how I feel about what the Broncos accomplished against the Bengals. David Yonkin follows up by saying, "Get better soon, my friend." Talking about Rudy. Absolutely, no doubt about it. And then Rudy follows up by saying, "No bending." Yeah, you can't bend, so it's gonna be a tough one, dude. Getting up out of a chair, that kind of stuff. So just take it easy. Take it easy. Take it slow. Just listen to the show. Hope we don't make you laugh too much to where you, no pun intended, split a gut. But anyways, enjoy the show.
And if you have to bend, make sure you're bending the elbow very carefully. All right, bend the elbow very carefully.
Exactly. Okay. Broncos Bengals recap. Final score 28-3 Denver. Was it that big of a blowout? Yes, it was that big of a blowout. In my opinion, it could have been worse, except for one major key problem. And we'll get into that particular person in a little bit. But there were penalties again, critical penalties.
Yeah.
There were dropped balls.
Mm-hmm.
There were times where the defense looked shaky. I'll tell you what, though. PS2 shut down Jamar Chase. You realize that Jamar Chase only caught one ball for 13 yards at 6 targets? Yeah, PS2 is back. He didn't look that well against the Colts. He didn't look that well against the Chargers, but he is back. But it wasn't Joe Burrow throwing the ball.
No.
That makes a big difference. And we'll get into some more Bengals stuff coming up. I got a couple of things about that, more topics. But the bottom line is the Broncos won. Now, was that a mirage because of who they played? Or is that exactly how the Broncos are going to look moving forward?
You know what? I tried to figure out the best way to rate this all. I mean, yes, it's a good win. It was good for the morale, good for the culture. But I graded it this way. I gave the defense an A-. I think they played really well. Yes, they gave up 57 yards on that first drive, but after that, limited to 102 yards the rest of the game. So A-. I couldn't give the complete A because it's the Bengals who don't have anything. Wanted them to stop them a little bit more, but I think the defense did an amazing job. So A- for them. The offense, it was a situation of woulda, coulda, shoulda. It felt like the offense should have scored in the 40s. They got 4 touchdowns, but they missed. There was just that Bo Nix not connecting with his receivers, bad timely penalties, not the best offensive line play, and of course a really bad interception there in the second quarter. So if
what in the world is he doing throwing that ball? Go for 3 points. Come on.
If I have to be honest, I give the offense a B-. I think there's still it seems like the defense is right now mid-season form. The offense is still stuck in the preseason. And one thing I emphasized last week was the fourth quarter. How did we do in the fourth quarter? Well, in the fourth quarter this week, we had a punt, a touchdown, and we ran out the game. So acceptable, but to be the team that is going to take that next step forward, the fourth quarter is where you have to dominate and close out and be a finisher. And so if we had a chance to have 2 touchdowns and run out the game, I would have been a little bit more satisfied. I think overall, a nice victory. I take a lot of positives away from it more than the negatives. I just have concerns going into Philadelphia this week.
Oh, absolutely. We'll touch on that at the end of the show, so stick around, guys. You're going to want to hear some of these. All right. David Yonker brings up a good point. Said, do you guys think that if Burrows had played, it would have been a blowout? But in his estimation, no, it wouldn't. He doesn't even think we would have won. I think we would have won, but I don't think it would have been 28-3. I think more along the lines, maybe even as close as 28-27, 28-24. maybe even 21-17 or 21-20. I don't think there's no way it'd be 28-3. No way. What do you got, Spence?
No, and I was going to say the same thing. I think it would have been probably like 28-17, 28-14. I think Joe Burrow would have been under complete harassment by Bonito and the rest of the gang on just charging and getting off the ball so quickly. But the Cincinnati's defense is an absolute mess. For us to get 4 touchdowns, okay, I was hoping for 40. I know I predicted, I think I had said 30-17. I was hoping for more. I wanted to see them get and score and score. For this team to take that big step forward, when you're playing against a team that is defeated and doesn't have all the tools that they do in the Cincinnati Bengals, you basically drop the hammer as quickly as possible and put them out of their misery and keep going and going. That's what the Broncos need to do when they're playing against teams who are not as don't have the quality as they do right now. They just got to put the foot on the gas pedal, keep going, don't stop, don't take a break, keep going. Again, last week I had said first quarter, fourth quarter, we had only scored 10 in each quarter. This week we scored 10 in the first quarter, 7 in the fourth quarter. Meat of this game, or 7 in the first quarter, 7 in the fourth quarter, 14 in the middle. So want to see a better start, but I want to see a better finish overall.
Yeah, I was shocked. I was literally shocked that the Broncos scored 21 points. Not shocked that they scored 21 points in the first half, but only 7 in the second half. I mean, to me, it's almost like Sean Payton went into a shell and just started running ball, which is great. We'll get into that. That's the main topic. But I was really shocked that he went to that. And I know why, because he wants to run the clock out. He wants to control the ball, doesn't want the Bengals to have it. I understand that. But it almost seems to me like doing that sometimes can backfire. It can backfire, especially if you get 3 and outs. And speaking of 3 and outs, David Yonkins said that right there. Broncos' problem is these 3 and outs on the first play of series of each game. And that's very true. When you start out 3 and out, especially coming out in the second half, like Denver did too, they came out in the second half, got the ball. What happened? 3 and out. I don't understand why they can be so focused, so ready to play the game, and so ready to play the game coming out of the second half, and yet they lay an egg. I don't get it.
Well, they've been, if I remember right, they've been coming out at halftime and putting up points. I think they've scored most of their points in the second and third quarters. So this was an anomaly. I think Sean Payton took the right strategy for the sake of the team. If you're up 21-3, you just want to run out that clock. You don't want to push and put pressure and gamble where you're giving up interceptions and quickly flipping around the game. So I understand that strategy. What I was trying to see is you can have that same strategy, but take some very logical risk plays downfield. I don't think if I saw the stats right, Bo Nix only threw over 30 yards once.
Yeah.
You got to see more of that, more of those deep plays. Even if it's into double coverage, you got to have the defense thinking he's going to chuck it downfield at any time. Once the defense is thinking that, you open up the underneath between the linebackers and the cornerbacks for more plays there for Sutton. So the one thing I would have loved to have seen is a few times have Franklin run a few posts and chuck it to him and see what happens. I would not be as upset with chucking it downfield, throwing a long bomb and having an interception compared to you're on the goal line and you throw an interception.
Yeah. D-Rock is in the house. D-Rock said, "Big Bill." I said, "What's up, Big D-Rock?" And they followed by going, "Spin."
Yeah.
There you go.
All caps for me, Bill.
I know, I saw that. It's okay. D-Rock said, I was slightly disappointed about Monday night. I wanted more sacks and interception. Well, they got one, but it was on the opposite team. And 30-plus points. We all would have. But like Spence said, when you're ahead 21-3 in the second half, what you want to do is control the ball, control the clock, and they end up getting another touchdown, make it 28-3. So basically at that point in time, it's a done deal. So don't take any risks. Don't get Bo Nix hurt or something like that.
You don't want to take that risk where you throw an interception, all of a sudden you flip the momentum of the game. So D-Rod, they gave up 57 yards on the first drive. After that, 102 yards the rest of the game, 3.5 quarters. Well played by the defense. And sometimes the best strategy is, hey, just run and pound it, keep that clock going and going. Yeah, did I want to see 40? I think we had opportunities for 40 points, but we come out of the game, not as many penalties as before, some bad line play, which we'll talk about later. But overall, it's a win. We move on. Now we come to Philadelphia, which is going to be a greater challenge for us.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, underneath your name, it says, can we win in the city of Brother Level? I was thinking, that's right, you're not a Dodger fan. I was thinking you're talking about the Dodgers and the Phillies who play on Saturday. That's what I thought. I forgot
I thought this was a Broncos talk show, not a Dodgers talk show.
It is, but I always have to put hey, it's a.
Well, you know what? I do this.
It's combined. Sorry, man. Had to do it. That's why I got the.
Hey, you want to know something? I got, being a baseball fan, great news this week. Our general manager for the Rockies walked away. Good for him. I'm happy that he just walked away knowing that ownership is puff, fed, and ick.
I got. Put them together, Bill. Put them together. No, it's not a Bears. The C.
Bears
is not the C for the Bears is kind of like close. Speaking of Bears, I'm going to throw this out there. Seriously, guys, I'm saying this honestly from my heart. I really, guys, will want you to think about it. A guy at the golf course, one of our regulars at the golf course, gave me a jersey he thought was a Broncos jersey. It's a Bears jersey, number 34. It does not say any name on it, but I'm not a Bears fan. It's an orange jersey, and I will send it to a person who Spence and I deem. Come on, if you're a Bears fan, what?
That's a tough choice. I mean, I'd love to. Who do I send it? Who do we send it to? Dave Yonkin, D-Raj, Rudy, Terry, Chewy.
But they gotta be a legitimate Bears fan. It can't just be a Cowboys fan and gonna go. It doesn't say Walter Payton on it. It doesn't say Payton. It doesn't even say Bears on it. But the stripes on the sleeves, I know, is not Broncos stripes. The guy at the golf course saw the orange, saw the blue, thought it was 100% Bill and Spence cheers. Hey, what's up, Jack Kenna? What's happening, my friend? So we'll think about it. We'll think about how we want to do this. But I have the jersey. It's in my car. I just didn't have it. Donate to a Bears. That's what I said. Give it to a Bears fan. Absolutely. I thought about doing that at the golf course. I saw a guy today at the tournament. He had a Chicago Bears golf bag. I've never seen the guy before, so I thought, no, I'll give it to somebody I know, kind of know. David Youngkin says, and no thanks about the Bears jersey. It's all good, man. I thought I'd throw that out there just to let you guys know that I'm willing to give it away. One of the guys at the golf course, I mentioned to somebody else, not the guy who gave it to me. I mentioned it to him, and he goes, "Dude, just keep it. You may be worth something." I said, "It doesn't say Peyton on the back. It doesn't say Peyton. It doesn't have a Bears enough. It's just It's just the jersey with number 34. It's a huge jersey. I mean, this thing is enormous. I mean, I could be wearing it as a freaking dress. Well, no, don't even go there. Don't even go there. I'm just saying that thing is huge, man. Anyway, moving on. Okay.
Say it.
Wow. David Youngkin says, my Denver Broncos room was not like that. Neither would I. That's why it's in my trunk and not house. Johnny,
what's up?
My former coworker, he got a different job at a different golf course, or same kind of job at a different golf course. But Johnny, you're always welcome on the show. You're always welcome back at the golf course on Saturday after work for a couple of cold ones. Bill and Spence, what's up, fellas? What's up, my friend? Always good to see you in the chat, man. Always good. Thank you so much for jumping in. Okay. Best offensive player the Broncos have. Bo Nix?
Nope.
Cortland Sutton? Okay.
He had a good game.
PS2. There you go. Not PS2?
No, because he's not offensive.
Great point there. I thought maybe I might catch you on a slip up, but here we go. Over the first 3 games of the Broncos season, one player has stood out. That is none other than J.K. Dobbins. Dobbins has 222 rushing yards on 41 attempts, averaging 5.4 yards per rush. Dobbins also has amassed 60-plus rushing yards and scored in every contest this season. Peyton must continue to run the offense through here's the part I'm going to touch on, the only consistent playmaker that the team has right now. Is that true? Or is that maybe a little snide against Bo Nix? Because after all, Bo Nix is a quarterback. He's the one that orchestrates and starts the entire offense. Is that saying that J.K. Dobbins is the main guy other than Bo Nix?
I think J.K. Dobbins just offers stability right now and consistency. I mean, you rush for 101 yards, averaging 6.31 yards per play, long of 16 yards. But he's been consistent. We haven't seen him make any major errors or major mistakes or something that has really hurt the team to this point right now. I'm happy that he had a chance. He rushed, let's see, I think he had only 16 attempts. Yeah, 16 attempts to get 100 yards. So they're working him in. They also gave an opportunity to R.J. Harvey, who had 58 yards on 14 attempts. So they're trying to get some consistency done behind there. I know, D-Rod, I want to say one thing. I almost thought Bowles might have been the offensive player of the week, because how many holding calls did he have? 0. He passed the torch to somebody else. We'll get into that. No, but what makes J.K. Dobbins be more able to do more rushing yards and get more yards is his ability to run the ball. What are we looking for? Sorry.
Okay.
Check his room or check the loft. Sorry, the boss came in, was looking for something.
Okay.
So when the offensive line is performing in unity and working together, especially on those off tackle plays, I say off tackle, not up the middle, off tackle plays, that's opening the opportunity for these guys to rush for more yards and get into the secondary and really try to break one. So kudos to Dobbins for getting 100 yards. Kudos to the line for doing that. But that was against the Bengals, whose defense is.
You've got to remember that, guys. It's not
whose defense. Yeah, whose defense is those 3 words again: pathetic and ick. Yep. Now you're going against the Eagles. So.
Yep. David Young says JK is a workhorse, but RJ could have had 100 yards as well.
I think RJ needs to learn how to be a professional running back, not a college. In college, he could use his speed to take advantage. These guys in the professional levels have as much speed as he had in college. So he can't do those hand off the balls and race to the outside and to try to get the corner as quickly as he can, because these guys are quicker, faster than he is, and they're going to be able to take him out of bounds for no gain. So RJ Harvey's got to learn to pick and choose his holes and go up through off tackle and up the middle instead of trying to race to the outside every single time, because that's not helping him. It helped him in the preseason when he was going against second and third stringers, but here he's going against first stringers right now. So this is where the running backs coach with the video editor can help him learn to make better decisions.
Yep. David, we will touch on that in just a few more segments. Says our center's garbage. Like I said, we'll touch on that. Rodney Garcia, what is up? Said, what's up, guys? Happy Friday. Absolutely happy Friday. And we love doing it on a Friday because we kick off the weekend with the show. We're glad you guys are here. The work week is over. Well, I work tomorrow, but it's okay. Work week is over for 99% of us. And we're heading right into a great sports weekend. So thank you so much, Rodney, for chiming in. He says, go Broncos. I say, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Gregory says we suck. It's okay.
Hey, you're open to your opinions, Gregory Miller. Thank you for being a part of the show and listening to us.
I was just going to say, thank you for being part of the show, because if you weren't watching, you couldn't have said that.
Yeah, and
it's okay.
By the way, Gregory, 2 questions. Who's your team and what's your beer of choice? We appreciate you being part of the show.
Yep.
And then Tony
says the Bengals aren't. See, and this is a good point he makes, and it's legit with all 32 teams. The Bengals are an NFL pro team. Denver deserves all the praise coming off that win. Absolutely. Some teams are easier to beat. Some teams are harder to beat. The Bengals just happen to be easier because they didn't have Joe Burrow. But you're right. You're right, Tony. It's an NFL professional team. All you guys got to do is look back at last Sunday. The Giants beat the Giants winless beat the undefeated Wagoners. I'm sorry, Chargers. So therefore, any given Sunday, any team can win. You cannot take an NFL team lightly, and Denver did not do that, even knowing full well that Joe Burrow wasn't there. All right. Rodney says Dobbins is a hot hand and hope Harvey can stop bouncing out to the outside. Like you said, bounce to the outside. The NFL is much more faster. Absolutely.
Yeah, he was doing that in the preseason and had some success. Now he's facing first stringers who are faster, and that bouncing to the outside is just not going to help him. And so this is something he's got to learn, and he'll learn.
Yep. Clayton, hurrah! What is up?
Hey.
Hey, Clayton, what's up? Thumbs up always by saying smash that like button and share, guys. Absolutely. Please hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, the notification. If you have not subscribed, please do so. It helps out the show. It helps out the channel. It helps out the network. And it's the reason why we do this, is because you guys always are here on a Friday and support us. And that means everything to us, guys. It really does. Rodney, oh my gosh, Rodney, thank you so much. That you guys are awesome. So we'll just forget that other comment that was made earlier.
Hey, you know what? Hey, we're equal opportunity. You can say we stink. You can say we're awesome. We thank you and appreciate you for being a part of the show. And no matter what you say in the chat, as long as it's clean, we'll make you part of the show. So thank you so much for being a part of the show, Rodney.
Well, then that means that Madungus can't be on the chat then.
Like I said, clean.
Clayton Rod says homecoming for our high school. Well, cool, man.
Ooh.
Good. Go enjoy it, man. Clayton also follows up by saying great things happen when we run the ball. Absolutely.
Successful.
We haven't been able to run it very well. up until
when we run the ball
wait.
successfully.
Well, yeah, true.
Yeah.
I
was
forgot
waiting for that.
Clayton. Brewers versus Cubs, my guy. Yep. Clayton, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'll be honest with you, Clayton, and I mean this. I'm not just blowing smoke. I mean it. Everybody who knows me knows I've been saying this. I'm not blowing smoke. Would you stop it?
Oh.
No. The Brewers have owned the Cubs this year. The Brewers are the #1 team in all of Major League Baseball. I don't see the Cubs winning 3 out of 5. I really don't, especially when 3 of the 5 are in Milwaukee. I don't see that. I know Milwaukee is only an hour and a half north of Chicago, so there's going to be a whole lot of Cub fans there. Cub fans call it the Wrigley Field North for very good reason. But it's the playoffs. I don't see that. I hope so, but I don't see it. This to me is the best time of the year for my 3 favorite teams, my 3 favorite sports. Cubs are in the playoffs. Broncos are playing football. Their record's 2-2, and the Colorado Avalanche open up in LA against the Kings this coming Tuesday. Hockey, football, baseball. Love it. Now we're not going to lose. Don't even go.
Yes, you will.
To the Kings?
Yes.
No.
Go Kings, go. You see, I got my silver and black on already for the Kings.
That's right. You are a Kings fan, huh?
Yeah, I can't
Right.
root. You want to know something? I am a fan of the Colorado Rockies old hockey team. I cannot be a fan of the Quebec Nordiques.
Anyways, moving on. Speaking of J.K. Dobbins, main topic is Dobbins is the guy. Okay? Is he really? Well, listen to this. J.K. Dobbins became the first Broncos running back to gain 100+ yards rushing in the last year? No. Last 3 seasons. The Broncos had gone 37 consecutive games without a 100-yard rusher until Dobbins completed 101 yards on 16 carries against the Bengals. Dobbins said, and I quote, "I've been working really hard to get that, and I know it means a lot to Sean Payton as well. The O-line was blocking incredibly. I couldn't have done it without those guys," end quote. Great accolades to his O-line. He did it not only for himself, but he did it for Sean Payton because he knows how much Sean Payton loves the run game and how much he really put a lot of stake into bringing J.K. Dobbins over from the Wagons, Chargers, to the Broncos. So that's a fantastic accomplishment. I hope he continues doing so. And 222 yards in only 3 games. Well, we didn't count the 101 yet because that article was done prior to the Bengals game. 222 yards. He's at 323 right now. Can he get 1,000 yards this season? What do you think, Spence?
Oh, easily.
Okay. But against tough teams like against the Eagles, against the Chiefs, against the Chargers,
against the Chiefs. Here, do you need my glasses for the Chiefs? Come on. If you said the Raiders, I'd be like, Raiders do have a tough front line on defense. So
yeah, true. Jack Kenna is a San Jose Shark fan. Okay,
I remember him talking about that.
You got San Jose Sharks. You got the Kings in Spence. You got the Avalanche and myself. You got Clayton Harrod and the Brewers. No, Avalanche. They've been. Do you realize I did not realize the Avalanche have been a franchise in Denver since. For 30 years. This is their 30 year. That's why on the ice it's got 3 X's across at center ice. I did not realize they've been in Denver 30 years. Holy smoke!
Yeah, I know. And actually, Tony brought up, and I remember this. Do you remember the old Denver Grizzlies?
No.
They
No.
were an IHL team that played, I think it was 90, I want to say 95 before they moved on to Utah. Am I right, Tony?
But now they're leaving Utah. They're going to New Jersey.
It's
At
an
the
IHL.
end of the 20, yes, at the end of, I believe I want to say the 27 or 28 season, they're going to New Jersey, which
Really?
is weird. Yeah. And I'm not sure why. I read that a while back. I didn't bring it into any of the show until right now because it came up. But yeah, the only reason why I remember that is because Utah has a hockey team now called the Mammoth.
The Mammoths.
That's weird. Man,
What?
and it's kind of weird. So maybe that's why they're moving out, because they don't want them to be, I don't know, associated, whatever.
They probably,
All right.
you want to know what probably happened is the professional organization made a deal with the IHL team, paid them off to the side and said, why don't you go somewhere else?
Yeah. Yeah. That's for you, Spence. Go ahead and read it.
That's Spence. I wore my Sharks hat for you on the Wild Wild West show when I talked Marty McSorley versus, oh my God. Oh, these were some amazing fights.
That was Jack Kennedy said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jack.
Marty
Sorry.
McSorley, I remember that.
When I chimed in for your show, Jack, I was at my son's baseball practice and I had like 5 minutes, and then I got called back onto the field to help pitching practice. So tip of the hat to you guys. Hopefully the Sharks will be a better team this year. I know they've had a few struggles the past few years. So let's see how the draft helped them and if they can beat the Ducks and be better than the Ducks this year. That's what I'm rooting for.
Hey, but speaking of hockey real quick, and I know people say, well, it's the Broncos show. Guess what? We talk about different sports. Whatever comes up in the chat, we will address. As long as, like it says, it's clean. Anyways, have you ever gone to any of the Kings games in LA?
Oh, many. Tons of them.
Okay. Yeah, just wondering. How long does it take you to go from Santa Cruz to there?
Depends on traffic. Well, if I'm lucky, 45 minutes. If I'm not lucky, at an hour, 2 hours. I mean, the 405 freeway is not too far for me, and anybody who lives in Southern California knows that the 405 freeway stands where it'll take you 4 or 5 hours to get to where you're going.
And you can only go maybe you're only going 10 miles. Whatever. Yeah, that's crazy. 405 is a joke. All right. The Broncos have fleeced the NFL office. What?
Yeah.
Roger Goodell joined the Broncos? No. Not quite. The Denver Broncos have hired, this is a weird name. I hope I pronounce it correctly. Probably not. Bear with me. Have hired Mayapin Subath as senior data scientist per ESPN's Seth Walder. Subath holds a Master's of Science in Business Analytics and a Master's of Science in Nuclear Engineering from Texas, which is the first Master's, and Texas A&M. Holy smokes! Why in heaven's name do we need a nuclear scientist on the team? What they got to do? Blow up the other team with a nuclear bomb? What?
Got 2 reasons.
What?
All right. Reason number 1. How many of you guys saw the movie Moneyball? Not you. So who was the smart data statistics guy? Was Peter Brand, who was the assistant general manager who had all the knowledge, all the analytics, all the numbers. Jack, you saw it. Jack saw it. So the character, I forget the actor who played him, but his job was to take all those numbers, all the analytics, and make the right decision based on who gets on base, who has the best on base percentage. So the Broncos brought him in to do some type of analytics. No, Dylan, I'm not going to say it yet. I know you want me to say it, but wait until we're in between points, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. So they brought him in for two reasons: to do analytics to help measure what type of player that Sean Payton wants to bring in who will fit into his system. That's part one. Now, part two, he's also a nuclear scientist. What is the Broncos in the midst of doing? They're buying barnyards, yards. What have they found at that location? Potential waste, potential detrimental soil.
Oh, it's more potential. It's there.
I know, but you bring in someone who has dual capacity, someone who can help the Broncos now with the statistical analysis and the numbers to help the team make better, and also help with the analysis of the soil to make that better so that the Broncos can build a stadium within the next 5 years and not have a situation where they're waiting and delayed 10 years. Then they would have to go play up at Boulder, Colorado. So he fits a dual purpose. And Dylan, just for you, floppy seal.
Please. Okay, I finished that up by saying Sean Payton said of this hiring, and I quote, "I would say where it's most valuable to us is the procurement of talent. On the personnel side of things, he's extremely valuable," end quote. So there you go. He's talking about the player side, but I like your thought about the ownership side, because that's a great point. You bring that in. Now he's got both sides. He can do this side on the player side, and he can do that side on the ownership side. What a great hire. What a fantastic hire. I wonder who did their due diligence to find him. I really wonder who it was within the Broncos organization that really went out and found this guy. Because that's
who's smarter than both of us. Oh,
well, that's true. That's very true.
Oh, my sister is texting. Stephanie.
Nice. Hello, Stephanie. Welcome to the show.
My cousin is happy that we finally said floppy seal, and he's celebrating.
Great. So, that's good. That's good.
Hey, and good by the way, gotta say happy birthday to my nephew one more time. He just turned 11, so happy birthday, Dylan.
Happy birthday, Dylan. This one's
floppy
for
seal.
You. Yes, that's it. Okay. On the injury front. This one is going to hurt because this particular player really helps out in the run game. Not sure going to be able to play this Sunday because it's a short week, but here it is. Tight end / fullback Nate Adkins was listed as a non-participant as he is in the NFL's concussion protocol. He is uncertain to play this Sunday at Philadelphia. If he can't play, he's a dual player, tight end and fullback. If he can't play, does that hurt the run game against the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes, it does. It's a valuable position you especially need in the run game. And Philadelphia is weak in the linebacker aspect of covering the running backs and fullbacks and tight ends. Just as we have that weakness, Philadelphia has that same weakness too. So do we have Evan Ingram? Is he available? I want to be honest with you.
But I mean,
if he's available, he has not been productive enough to be available. So
this is a double whammy that hurts the Broncos going into Sunday. Yeah. And by the way, it's not a Sunday afternoon game, guys. It's a 10 a.m. Pacific time because it's in Philadelphia. It's a morning game. It's a Broncos breakfast game on the West Coast. So not only is it a short week, but it is extremely short by standards of when the Broncos don't play. Now, sure, it's going to be at 1 o'clock East Coast, but Denver's going to be on Denver time, so they're going to lose 2 hours body-wise, theoretically.
And of course, we got to say for my nephews and my sister, that's noon your time there in St. Louis.
Yes. Oh, they're in St. Louis. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, are they Cardinal fans for baseball? Are they Kansas City Chiefs fans?
No, well, no, my sister's not a Swiftie. I don't think so. Steph, you can, yeah.
Well, I know
My,
she said. I know you said St. Louis, but St. Louis doesn't have a football team, so that's why I wondered.
no,
Okay.
don't know. By the way, interesting new comment here from Crooked. Tie game is going to be won in the trenches. I like our odds.
Okay.
All right, Crook.
Okay. Okay. I would agree. The trenches is what scares me because of who is not doing too well on the O line, and we'll get into that. I mentioned we'll get into that. And speaking of that topic, here it is. Here it is, guys. You've been asking. I mentioned we would have it, and here it is. The Denver Broncos offensive line has serious issues or had serious issues against the Bengals. And the most glaring issue was the penalties. Well, that's obvious. Penalties always are a glaring issue, but it's worse than that. The source of most of those penalties was center Luke Wattenberg, who should not be starting this Sunday, nor any Sunday going forward. Even ESPN's Troy Aikman laughed. That's sad, dude. Laughed at the comedy of errors Wattenberg was making and what Aikman was witnessing. That is horrendous. That is pathetic. And that is sad that you have a commentator in the booth laughing at the mistakes of a, quote, professional athlete who just can't seem to figure out how to be a professional at that level. Is Wattenberg a detriment to the Broncos going forward? Oh, by the way, Sean Payton is having him play against the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday. Is that an absolute travesty to have him in there? Or does he not trust the replacement for Wattenberg? I have no idea what the issue is. I have no idea why he's staying in there. But in my opinion, Wattenberg should be benched the rest of the season. Do you agree?
You know what? It's the next man up, but is the next man up ready? Is the reason that Wattenberg hasn't been benched yet because we don't have a backup who is ready to step in and take charge and lead that offensive line? Wattenberg has had timely issues, giving up timely sacks, timely holding calls. He even had a false snap, an illegal snap penalty. I don't know what his issue is. Something between his head right now is not clicking. I don't want to say, you know what, let's get rid of him and bring in the next guy. Well, Sean Payton hasn't put that next guy in right now. Do we have a next guy, or do we have to make a deal to bring in a next guy? That's the issue or the concern. It may be that situation right now that Sean Payton's got to issue positive reinforcement to see if he could change his ways, get his mojo going in the right direction, and maybe he'll start clicking with him. Or is there just something in the background and someone who's on the practice squad who's getting extra reps, extra workouts, and hopefully for the next game after Philadelphia, we'll be ready to go. I'm worried right now that Philadelphia is going to focus all their attention right up the middle. And before Bo Nix can get set on his three-step drop, here's two guys all over him right now, both of them coming up the middle. So we get a sack, holding on Wattenberg. It's a mess.
And hopefully we don't get Bo Nix killed. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
Need a new center for sure. Yeah.
No doubt.
Who? I don't see anybody on the practice squad or a backup who is capable right now. So, true. And Jack saying all the centers in the AFC West are not good except for KC. Yeah, because the
pretty good
referees don't see him holding half the time.
Yeah, well, you know, that's
Hey,
true.
Bold
true.
statement, Jack. Bold statement. Wait until we get to our predictions.
Yeah, I don't think too many people are going to like mine, but hey, it's all good. The Crooked says I'm worried about Moss on Devontae Smith as well as our linebackers' ability to stop Saquon. Yeah, no kidding. We can't seem to stop anybody with our linebackers, especially with anyway, I love this guy too. I really like him a lot. Who's our middle linebacker? I can't think of his name. Good gosh. We just signed him again. He's got long hair. Help me out, somebody who's. Anyways, I can't think of it, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
I'll think about it.
Can't cover a running back or a tight end coming out.
Nope.
Singleton. Thank you, Jack.
Singleton. There you go. Yeah, that's it. I knew it would come from a Raider fan.
Of course.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. My sister just confirmed she is a Swiftie, so she might be a Kansas City Chief fan.
There you go. That's what I mentioned.
All right, Steph, quick question. Did you pre-order the new Taylor Swift album, or did you just buy it today since it just came out?
Oh.
I got to stay up on my Swiftie news because my daughter has been like, Daddy, buy me the new album. Buy me the new album. I go, okay, read a new book. And she goes, I can't read.
Then you can't listen then either. Last Monday, the Denver Broncos played Monday Night Football, but there was also another game that not too many people are interested because it was 0-3 teams. But besides the win-loss records, there was an absolute devastating injury to a key player. Here it is. Last Monday night, in the game between the Dolphins and the New York Jets, Tyreek Hill suffered a brutal hit that injured his leg to the point where his career might be over. He dislocated his knee and tore his ACL and MCL. He is done for the season and possibly his entire career. Hill had surgery last Tuesday. Surgeons have said some players never recover from damage that is this severe. Wow. If any of you guys saw it, only watch it once if you can stomach that. His knee and his leg was straight out. The force drove his body forward. His knee, your knee, guess what, guy, doesn't bend backwards. It goes this way. His knee went the opposite way, snapped, dislocated, and the tendons, put it this way. I'm going to be as little as graphic as possible, but I did see it, and it is brutal. His leg was pointing in directions no leg or foot ever be pointed. Put it that way. Just use your imagination if you don't want to go watch it. It was brutal, and I feel sorry for the guy. It was devastating, and I know that we've I know we've had Tyreek Hill as our jackass of the week before. Okay, this is not a jackass moment. This is a sad moment. This is a human person who plays a very brutal sport, who had a very, very brutal injury. I wish him all the best in his recovery. I seriously doubt to myself that he will ever come back. And if he does, he'll never be the same.
Yeah. I'm on a thread with a bunch of orthopedists, and everybody was texting as soon as that happened. He is in his 10th year right now. So once he completes his 10th year, he gets full funding and full retirement as part of the package between the Players Association and the ownership, as part of the agreement they have. The smart thing for him to do is heal, don't rush, don't push, Go into next year, stay on injured reserve, make sure you get your 10 plus years and then retire. If he tries to come back with a dislocated knee, okay, imagine your kneecap on backwards.
But that wasn't it. It was the entire knee.
I know, but imagine your kneecap backwards and all those tendons and all the ligaments there not having any stability at all, and to have to put those all back together. The speed he was running at, he's never going to have that again. It's done. It's over with. If he's smart and he's invested wisely in his funds and he doesn't do any of the crazy stuff we've been talking about on the show, he can retire and have a full funding for his retirement, his pension, and all that, and hopefully live a good life. If he tries to come back off a dislocated knee, he's risking more serious permanent damage than we are able to talk about, because once you've dislocated a kneecap, according to a few friends of mine, it never reestablishes the stability it had. And so the best thing for Tyreek, take your retirement, finish this year, go into next year, do rehab, keep rehabbing as long as you can since you're still under contract, retire in the middle of next year and take your pension and try to find something productive to do.
Absolutely.
Best I could say.
Victory lap, yo!
Cool, Vic.
Is up, Vic Lap. Glad to have you in the chat, my friend, as always. Speaking of the Dolphins, this has happened before, but not recently. Colts cornerback, I think it's Xavier. Yeah. Xavier Howard is retiring after just 4 games into this season. He said he wants to prioritize his family. Howard said, and I quote, "I can't thank the Dolphins enough for drafting me, and I thank the Colts for letting me continue to live out my dream. But my dreams have changed. I've been getting closer to God and my faith. I am now putting God and my priorities first. I have always put my family after football. I'm no longer willing to do that. So today I am retiring officially from the NFL," end quote. I give him a lot of credit. You know, the NFL is a very, very rigorous 24/7, basically 365, because even in the offseason, you're focused on football and all that. If he feels that he needs to prioritize his life in the direction of his faith and his family, I totally commend him. Absolutely, totally commend him. If you know, he like you said, he's thankful to the Dolphins for drafting him, for the Colts for giving him that second chance at living his dream. But he's focusing on something different now. He said he wants to spend more time with his kids. He said that when he didn't play last year, he realized that family was important. He got to take his child to school, pick his child up. He said it was a joy that he had never experienced because he was always focused on football. I commend him for doing that. It's I know that the Colts are going to miss him. I know that that's obviously a blow to their team, but for him and for what he's doing, I wish him all the best in himself moving forward with his priorities and what he wants to do. What do you think, Spence?
No, and you know what? I commend him. He was on the path, just like we talked with Tyreek, to coming to 10 years. He had to do this year and next year. He would have had 10 years and a pension. But you know what? Either he had an injury or an awakening moment, or just realized that he was not going to be making it to year 10 or year beyond, or had some health issues and thought you made some wiser decisions. And you know what? I hope he makes that bigger step in the job market or whatever he wants to do with a new adventure and be there for his family. I commend him. Good decision. wise decision. Now let's see what you do with your life as an example for your kids and your family moving forward.
Exactly. Victory lap, that was completely wrong of you to put that in the chat. I just want to say, because I love me some clam chowder. Oh my gosh, dude. You got some clam chowder? Oh man.
Now, was it New England clam chowder or was it the New York clam chowder?
Jack says, was it New England? And he said, no, regular clam chowder. Whatever regular is. But I don't care.
That is New England clam chowder.
There's New England clam chowder.
There's two. There's the cream and then there's the red. There's two types of clam chowder.
I always get the white. I never even heard of the red. Victory lap says, yeah, it's on fire.
Now, victory lap, what do we add to it? Tabasco, Cholula, or any other super hot sauce? We do Cholula in our family. I know my wife, being a Latina, is just like everything's Cholula or Tabasco. Oh, the white. That's the New England clam chowder. I think it's the New York clam chowder is the red sauce, victory lap, if that's right. Just black pepper? Spice it up. Gotta get it really going. I used to drink beers where I put in a little Tabasco sauce, get that going with a little extra spice. Oh, yeah. Used to be really good.
Oh, yeah. Actually, put in a little bit of cayenne. Cayenne's fantastic.
Cayenne pepper. Ooh.
Oh, love cayenne. Cayenne pepper, absolutely. A little bit of cayenne in that thing, and it's good stuff. But I absolutely love clam chowder. Love clam chowder. I haven't had clam chowder in a while, but now I got to ask you this, Victor. I got to ask you, do you like oysters on the half shell? Don't even go there on a negative thing there, Cody. Don't even go there.
I'm not going there.
Now, have you ever had oysters on a half shell or an oyster shooter? You know what oyster shooter is, Cody?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You put the oyster in. The oyster comes in a shot glass with the sauce.
Oh yeah, with vodka.
Oh, so good. So
vodka,
good.
A little spice. Oh, Jack, Jack has just said I've never heard of the red clam chowder. It's the Manhattan, not New York, Manhattan clam chowder.
So
look it up.
So one's New York style basically, and one's New England style basically.
Yep. Wait, Grant Waite. You know my buddy, professional golfer Grant Waite, who used to play on the PGA Tour. One of you. Oh, he spelled it wrong. Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh. Freaking
yeah, look it up. Grant Waite was a family friend of ours, great guy from New Zealand, played against Tiger. Grant Waite was the victim of that Tiger Woods shot in the Canadian Open.
Victor laughed. I'm not either. Like, I don't like sushi or anything like that. But let me just. You like sushi?
Love sushi.
Okay, hang on. So, anyways, go. Let me go back. Let me go back quite a few years.
Go.
See, the early 90s. Really good friend of mine. We would go out. This is right after I got divorced, and he was rooming with me. Really good friend, and on Fridays after work and stuff, we go to this down there in South Bay area of San Diego. We go there to the seafood place, and he says, "Hey, you ever had oysters on the half shell?" I said, "No." So he said, "Oh, you gotta try it. So bottom line is, I said, "Okay, well, how do you eat these crazy things?" And he says, "Oh, you put them in your mouth, take one bite and swallow. You don't chew them or anything because you don't do that." So he said, "I'll start you out on an oyster shot." I don't know what the heck is that. So you did, man. That thing is good. That is good. You got the what's it called? Horseradish. You got the horseradish. You got horseradish with the sauce, and then you got the oyster and a little bit of lime. Oh, Anyways, so that's how I started liking it. I haven't had those in years and years. This is, like I said, years ago. I haven't had it since. But really, really good. Really enjoyed it. I don't like sushi because I I'm not big into raw fish. I know, guys, oysters weren't cooked. I get that, but I didn't really taste it. Whereas I've had a piece of sushi and it was raw to me. I'm like, give me the willy.
You haven't had good sushi. That's the thing. You need good sushi, like start with salmon or tuna.
I'm with you, Vic. I need my food cooked.
You like shrimp cocktails, don't you?
Love shrimp cocktails. Well, shrimp is cooked. It is cooked. Shrimp
I
is
know.
cooked.
I know.
It's
just testing you.
Oh no! If it has to be shrimp, I waited till you took your beer out of your mouth. It has to be pink before I'm going to eat it. Okay, I'm just saying. Shrimp has to be pink. I thought you were going to go in a different direction, so
no,
I waited. I
know, and getting back to the horseradish, when we were growing up, and we got sick, and I had multiple sinus infections. My mom didn't give me medicine. She gave me a teaspoon of horseradish.
Ooh, that'll clear up anything. I mean, that will blow your sinuses out your head. I told you about the time. I told you about the time we had prime rib, and my dad had horseradish and sour cream. Yeah, I picked the wrong one.
Oh, I love horseradish. That's why I scoop it and eat it anytime I can.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You eat it a lot, big amount?
Not a lot, but I mean, if we're
a good amount.
Oh, good amount. I'll get a nice teaspoon and go, oh, and my wife thinks I'm nuts, but I was like, well, dude, yeah.
That's crazy. Victor Lapp says, I'm sorry, Victor Lapp. I did not know. He said, I had food poisoning a few times with seafood. Wow. Sorry to hear that, dude.
Bad really seafood.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Bill, don't talk like oysters are madumbagas. I could only imagine what he would say. Oh, yeah, I know.
We all could imagine.
That's why I'm glad he isn't here. Thank goodness. All right. We got two former Bronco quarterbacks that have been dissed by their teams that they are on. Here is the first one. Former Bronco quarterback Russell Wilson, that guy, has been benched in New York for the year. Not for this coming game, not for the next game, for the year.
Yes.
Now, there are rumors, and this is interesting. Now, there are rumors, and I looked them up, guys. It's legit. There are serious rumors. I shouldn't say rumors. There's serious talks. Start out rumors. There's serious talks about what I'm going to tell you. There are serious rumors that the Bengals may want to get Wilson's services. The Bengals are in desperate need of a quarterback who will get the ball to the receivers and stretch the field. After all, what do the Bengals have to lose by rolling the dice on Wilson? Good question. Hang on. Wilson, at the very worst, would make it a lot of fun to watch. Do you agree that the Bengals should pursue Russell Wilson after seeing the debacle in Denver, the debacle in Pittsburgh, and now the debacle in New York with the Giants? Do the Bengals make it a foursome?
If the GM of the Bengals wants to lose his job, then trade for Russell Wilson. Okay. I called it out last week when I said the Giants would beat your beloved Chargers. I knew.
Hang on a second.
That's why I said it.
That was some bad stuff in that camp. I think I heard the C word or something. I heard the C word. Did I not?
Yeah, you did. But Russell Wilson, the Giants, you want to know something? I applaud the Giants for making the decision right now. I'm sad because I wanted the Broncos to have one last shot at Russell Wilson. because my dream is that Russell Wilson for the Giants goes back to the pass, gets knocked over by Bonito. Bonito and PS2 grab each leg and make a wish. Grab each leg like a wishbone and make a wish. I mean, I just want to see Russell Wilson laid out at Mile High Field, not moving and carted off. Now, yeah, that sounds bad, but this guy was bad.
Like me.
Russell Wilson got one last chance with the Giants. And of course, he probably burned as many people. Yeah, he had one game against Dallas. Victory lap, you could have a good passing performance against Dallas. Their defense is not that good per se right now. So, you know what? Bring Dart in, have him watch Russell Wilson.
He learned how against the Chargers.
You want to know something? Dart learned how not to be a quarterback in the NFL through Russell Wilson. So if the Giants had to pay, what was it, 10 million or 20 million? I think it was one of those two a year to Russell Wilson. Think of it as an insurance policy. Now that Dart has learned how not to be a quarterback in the league and can take the steps forward, hopefully he can succeed. But you know what? Russell Wilson, thanks for playing. Goodbye. Enjoy your retirement. Get the bleep out of the NFL. Your guys are done. And yes, Madungus, we're still talking. And perfect timing for you to come in and enjoy our wonderful show. Thank you for being a part of it.
Exactly. Agreed. Now, the second former Bronco quarterback who has been dissed by his team he's on. Here it is. Former Broncos quarterback Joe Flacco, much like Russell Wilson, has been benched in Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel will be the starter against the Minnesota Vikings in London this Sunday. That benefits the Vikings, in my opinion, because he's a rookie. I mean, the Vikings, if they can't beat a rookie, pretty sad. Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said the benching of Flacco was the best for the football team. Ooh, what's that say about Flacco? That's pretty harsh words. I mean, that's pretty much, kicking him not to the curb, but kicking him out of the team. I mean, pretty much done. I continue. Flacco, listen to this. Maybe this is the reason why he kicked him as hard as he did.
Yep.
Flacco has an NFL high 8 turnovers, and his 27.0 QBR ranks only above Cam Ward of the Tennessee Titans. Holy smokes, that's bad. That is bad. If you are only above a rookie is going to be bad. But if you're a seasoned veteran and you're barely above the last ranked player of QBR, yeah, no wonder he's benched. And check this out. By being next to last in QBR, that's worse than Wilson, apparently. And Wilson got benched. So what's that tell you about Flacco? Is his career done? Is he done?
Yeah. I mean, he's 40 years old. He's been in the league for, I think, 18, 19 years right now. He was trying to get that one last hurrah. You know what, Joe? Thank you for being a part of the Broncos team when you were there. Thank you for what you brought to the NFL. Now you can transition to hopefully retirement, either retiring with some other plans or maybe being a coach. Sometimes the body does not match what the mind is at this point. And it was hard watching Joe Flacco. Yes, you got that one win against Green Bay. I applaud you. Good job. But you know what? It's time to now hand it off to someone else. The Browns are not going to be making a deep run into the season or the playoffs or anything like that. But I know I've talked to a bunch of friends who saw this and it's like, yeah, Minnesota's going to be my survivor pick. Be very, very, very careful. Cleveland's got a defense, and JJ is not back at quarterback for Minnesota yet. So dangerous game. this could be a game, honestly, where two soccer teams could score more points than these two football teams. It could be a possibility.
Freaking Madungus, I'm not going. Madungus says, I figured it was these guys' bedtime, so they would be done by now. No, it's only 6:15 our time, not 8:15 your time, Mike.
Yeah.
Just letting you know. Just letting you know. We're good to go. Good to go. Now, 3 more topics, and then we will be done. Okay. This is crazy. I don't understand this one. But maybe you can help me, Spence, with this new thing that's coming up. This is crazy. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell announced last Thursday that the NFL League has plans to launch a men's and women's pro flag football league within the next couple of years. What?
Yep.
Wait a minute. A men's, obviously not co-ed, but still, what? Oh, wait a minute. There's more. Just ahead of the 2028 Summer Olympic Games in LA. Okay, so are they going to have flag football in the Olympics now? Is that what this is all about? Hang on. The NFL currently sponsors youth flag football in cities across the U.S. for ages 8 years old through 17 years old. Is that the is the NFL? Okay, the NFL is brilliant in marketing their product. There is no doubt about that. 365 a year, NFL is doing something to keep them in the minds of fans. Now they're going to flag football. Okay. Does anybody really want to watch flag football? Seriously?
And here's the thing. You've got to run this during the spring because you don't want to compete against your other product that you're owning. So you're going to go now put it in the springtime. So you're going to compete against golf, baseball, basketball, hockey, who are in the middle of their seasons. I mean, yeah, it's a great idea, but you're going to have a lot of challenges and a lot of competition. And are you going to be able to get all the viewership that is going to be necessary to please sponsors, to get fans out there? I've got a wait and see attitude, but like I said, the only way you can do it is in the springtime. If you're going to do it in the summertime and compete against baseball, that's right in the middle of theirs with a weather situation and all those things. And you see the high speed, high impact, high collisions that we see in regular football. Now you're going to bring it to a professional level for flag football, which has more knee injuries, more ankle injuries, more hip injuries, more of those injuries than you see in regular football.
There you go. Jack Hand says Tom Brady wants to play in flag football games plus other pros and ex-pros. Okay, I can see where they would do that because it's not a physical contact type of sport like the NFL is. I understand. I get that. But do we really want to see a 44 or 43-year-old Tom Brady out there throwing football? I mean, maybe some diehards do. Maybe they do. Maybe would you want to see Peyton Manning out there, or a John Elway, or a Terrell Davis, or a Shannon Sharp? Well, wait a minute. Shannon Sharp's in hot water. Or Ed McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? People like that. Would you want to see that?
I'd love to see Elway. I'd love to see out there. Tom Brady, I don't want to see it because he could throw a bad pass and claim that there was a roughing the passer call.
No, but I mean, okay, okay, Jack, I will give you that. I would welcome seeing that. Female side, why? I mean, who's going to play females side?
Well,
I mean,
hey, you know what they're going after? Yeah, the WNBA has had a spike in viewership, attendance, and everything like that. So they're trying to expand on women in sports. I applaud them for trying it, but is there an audience that you're building from college to pros? Are you going to build a product and have the patience to build it? Look at how long the WNBA has been trying to build and build and build, and they're finally getting the sponsorship, the notoriety, and the revenue and the attention. So, yeah. And I think this is all Olympic driven.
You know what I'd like to see now that I thought about it, and Jack Kenneth brought up with the Tom Brady and other retired players. I would love to see flag football teams with Hall of Fame. Well, I might be too old for that, but I would like to see like really great retired. How about seeing Troy Aikman or going against John Elway or not Joe Montana, the guy for the Dolphins years ago. Come on, Hall of Fame for the Dolphins. Come on. Come on, people in the chat, help me out. I can't think of his quarterback.
Oh my God!
Right there, I can see his face.
Clayton, no,
not Joe Montana. God, John Elway and or Terry Bradshaw could be out there. Let's see.
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner could be out there. Those guys. Terrell Davis. Shannon Sharp, Ed McCaffrey, guys like me. It would be fun to see players like that,
But I'll give you
the guy for the Dolphins starts with the M. The last
Dan Marino.
Dan Marino, there you go. Dan Marino against John Elway. That'd be fantastic. That'd be fun.
But here's why I cringe when I think of flag football. So for the Pro Bowl that they used to have in Honolulu, the precursor up to that, they had a flag football game, and I can't remember who the player was. Went up for a pass, caught it, came down, and his knee went even more sideways than Tyreek Hill, and his career was over. You go to any of these flag football games, I have watched a few here with some neighbors. I saw in person a kid blow out his knee. There are so many more knee injuries and ankle injuries than in flag football as compared to regular football, because they're just so much more mobility, agility, and movement.
Well, if you bring in these older guys, there is a tendency to get hurt because they're older and their bodies aren't in NFL shape like they were when they're playing in the NFL. So I get what the NFL's doing. They're marketing their product big time, and they're expanding. I mean, they now have. I didn't bring it into the show, but I have it in my head, so I'll bring it in now. And that is, the NFL now has contracted, I guess, for lack of a better word, to have a minimum of 6 international games starting this season moving forward. And eventually they want to be up to 10 international games a year. They're trying to broaden. To me, in my opinion, that is saturation beyond saturation. That's watering it down. You can't do that.
I kind of disagree, because if you want to make your product a more global product, you have to be willing to show your product in foreign countries. I mean, Germany, France,
Ireland for the first time this year.
Belgium, London, Ireland. We've gone down to Brazil, gone down to Argentina, Mexico City.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL gets a huge boost from viewership, financial benefits. The teams who go get paid a lot of money by the local, and ticket prices. You think they're expensive here. Go to a game in Germany. You're paying 4 or 5 times the amount, and they're selling out the games. So I understand. Now, I would be remiss in saying if you're having a Seattle Seahawks versus Los Angeles Rams game over in Germany, and then they have to come back and play, all right, yeah, that's a little harsh. Broncos have to go over there and then play the next week. Where I'm concerned, which they're talking about, is going over to Japan. That's an even longer flight and longer travel. But if it was West Coast teams, it's not as bad. So I understand the NFL's marketing aspect, trying to make this a more global product, and I commend them for it. But there comes a point where if you're going to go to Asia, even worse, go down to Australia. That's a 16-hour flight from Los Angeles. Yeah, that's going to be. But, you know, I understand going to Mexico City, as long as the teams are protected, that's not too bad. Going down to Brazil, going down to Argentina. Okay, it's stretching, but all right. Going to London, East Coast teams, that's not as bad. Going to Germany, it's probably the edge of travel. Been to Germany, love Mannheim, would go back in a heartbeat. But if I see what the NFL strategy is from a global aspect. It's like for soccer, how soccer was so primary and so dominant in Europe and in South America, and them trying to brand out and extend it and to be more global on the market. That's what the NFL is trying to do.
Well, the Vikings, they played last week against the Steelers in Ireland, the first game ever be played in Ireland, and they stayed there, and now they're playing the Cleveland Browns in London. So that's smart. That's brilliant that they didn't come all the way back to the United States and then back again. That's brilliant. My problem is, or my thought is, if you play overseas, wherever you play overseas, or even down, South America, the following week needs to be your bye week. It needs to be your bye week, because you cannot expect these guys to fly from London all the way back to Minnesota, all the way back to Cleveland, and then turn right around and play the next day, or not next day, the next week. Jet lag is going to take a day away from you. I mean, it's just to me, it's not right.
Yeah, and Pittsburgh, I think, is off this week, so it benefits that situation. So, Jack, that would be cool to see a game in Ireland. Well, we just saw one, or Japan. I'm Irish.
I think he means in person.
Yeah, in person. I would love to go to Ireland or Germany and see a game. But of course, I don't want my team to give up a home game. Well, exactly. You know what, Jack? You give up a home game, you get paid a lot of money by both the NFL, who gets a portion of the ticket sales, the country that you have to go to, who pays for all the costs and expenses for you to come over there, and of course, all the tax breaks that the ownership gets for going over there. So, yeah, you give up a home game, but you get all the financial benefits. Hey, Jack, you and I don't want to give up a home game, but you think Mark Davis would love to give up a home game to go cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching? Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? Think about it. They get a free vacation. I mean, not vacation, but they get like a free place to go that they may have never been before. It's kind of cool, I mean, I don't know how much sightseeing they get, but it's pretty cool. All right. Last two topics. I know you guys are happy. Every week we celebrate the last two topics. Every week we celebrate the last two topics because you guys have been faithful. You've been strong. You've been solid in the chat when we appreciate it each and every week. So we are down to the last two, and here it is. This is fantastic, guys. I absolutely love this one. ESPN has tabbed outside linebacker Nick Bonito as the front runner already for Defensive Player of the Year, not of the week or the month. Defensive Player of the Year. Here it is. ESPN says Bonito has a quick pressure, He is the best. He is the best quick pressure rate for guys with 80 pass rush opportunities with a 17.4%. This is nuts. The next closest is Myles Garrett with 11.2%, which he is closer to being number 23 than he is to being to the number 1. Wow. Nick Bonito is that far heads and shoulders over Myles Garrett in pass, in quick pressure pass rush than Myles Garrett. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. And ESPN has already put him, after 4 weeks, 1/4 of the NFL season, as being the defensive player of the year. How awesome would that be to have PS2 last year, Nick Bonito this year, when everybody thought Nick Bonito wasn't going to get that contract that he got? He has proven the contract worthy already. And we're only 1/4 into the NFL season, and ESPN already has him as the best defensive player of the year. Wow. What do you say, Spence?
You know what? I'm going to steal a little information from Jack's show from the Wild Wild West. They were talking about Nick Bonito has reaction time from the moment it hikes until they take that first step of 0.7 seconds. Second in the NFL to another Denver Bronco who's at 0.69. So these guys are getting off the ball quick. They're getting in the backfield quick. Nick Bonito has got a motor that just keeps going and going. And he didn't go for the big dollars to kill the team. He went to take care of himself and his family, leave enough to take care of the rest of the team. This defense, if it can keep building together, is going to be tested, really seriously tested this weekend in Philadelphia. So for Nick Bonito to have that, be on track to being a player of the year, I commend ESPN for first realizing that football does exist west of the Mississippi River, since they're so stuck in their Eastern sports programming network, not entertaining sports programming network, Eastern. So
I love it.
Good for Nick Bonito. He's now on the radar. He's getting the attention. So let's see if he can keep it up. And you know what? Wreak havoc for not just him, but for the rest of his team and dominate.
Yeah, that's when I came across that topic, I'm like, holy smokes, man. If ESPN is already, there you go. If ESPN is already putting Bonito on the map, on the NFL map as being the best, yeah, that speaks volumes. Because like I said, how cool would it be to have back-to-back Bronco defensive players to be defensive player of the year award? That would be insane. I don't think that's ever happened in the Broncos. In fact, I know it's never happened. The boss? All right, here we go.
The boss just gave me the look.
Give her, say 10 minutes. Here we go, or less. Okay.
Okay, let's get going.
Okay, last topic. Broncos at Eagles. Early breakfast game on the West Coast, 10 a.m. Do the Broncos have what it takes to beat the Eagles, or is this going to be an absolute Eagles beatdown of the Broncos?
So here's the Philadelphia Eagles. Which half are they going to play? Let's look at their last 3 games. Against Tampa Bay, they played an incredible first half and survived the second half. Let's go back to the Rams. They played a pathetic first half and dominated the second half. Let's look at what they did against Dallas. Dallas, they just lollygagged to the end. So with Philadelphia, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Okay.
That was a Forrest Gump reference. I thought you'd laugh at that one.
I did get that. I did get that.
So honestly, it just depends on who comes out. Now the Broncos, The defense is going to be tested. This is going to be their master's exam of the season to see where they're at. Indy gave them a test and pushed them and found little holes. The Chargers pushed and pushed them. They only gave up 20. So what do I predict? So my prediction, I'm hopeful, but I'm going Philadelphia 16, Broncos 14. I think.
Wow, low score.
I think low scoring. I think the defense for the Broncos is going to rise to the occasion. The offense is just not clicking yet. I hope to be wrong. I really hope to be wrong, and that the Broncos will figure out a way to close this out. But if you're asking me for a prediction, 16-14. Broncos cover, but I don't think they get the win.
Okay. Eagles gave up 40 points, if I'm not mistaken. It was 40-40, right? In overtime.
Yep.
To a Cowboys team who is not that good.
I agree.
Not that good at all. Broncos have looked good even in their losses to the Colts and to the Wagons. I mean Chargers, where they should have won. They should be 4-0. But coulda, woulda, shoulda, whatever. My name's Bill. I could have been Bill Gates' son, but I'm not. Anyways, that being said, which Eagles team we're going to see? Are we going to see the domination of the Super Bowl of last year? Or are we going to see a team that gives up 40 points to a hapless, in my opinion, Dallas Cowboys team? Well,
no, Bill, I got to correct you. They only gave up 20. That was the Giants who got 40 points.
Okay. All right. The Giants. Well, that's even worse because the Giants were 0-3 before they played the Chargers. And so, anyways, that being said, I firmly believe that the Eagles are playing at home. The Broncos struggle on the road. I have it 31-23 Eagles. And the reason why I have it that high is because the Eagles give up points. I don't think the Broncos are going to amass 31 points, but I also don't think it's going to be a blowout. I said 31-23, and the Broncos will have the ball at the end to try and get a touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie, but they come up short. So 31-23 Eagles. Denver will fall to 2-3.
I hope we're wrong.
I hope we're wrong as well. Go ahead and before we get out of here, one more thing. Wrap up the chat, guys, and we will make sure that Spence does not get divorce papers from his wife, Anna. So he will wrap it up.
All right. We'll start out with Terry Speed. Terry, I know you missed the program. You're not in detention. I hope you watched the program afterwards and you got your MBA education from me. David Yonkin, thank you so much for being part of the show. Rudy, I'm glad everything went well. You're feeling better. Surgery went well for you. D-Rod, great to have you a part of the show. Jack Kenna, yes, you're a Sharks fan. Can't wait for a Sharks-Kings game that we can chat about. Johnny Linares, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Rodney Garcia, thank you for being part of the show. I know you think we stink, but you know what? Thank you for being part of the show. Tony Vigil, thank you for your wisdom and your words. Appreciate it. Clayton Haran, always appreciate you being part of the show. Crooked, thank you so much for your comments and being part of the show. My nephew, Dylan, Sloppy
Seal.
Floppy Seal. I cannot believe I forgot that.
You
Bad beer. Floppy Seal. My sister Stephanie, who is a Dodger fan and is a Swiftie. Thank you for being part of the show. Mom, don't say that about my co-host. Come on, you get his ego going bigger and bigger, Mom. Anyways, Victory Lap. Thank you so much for being part of the show. And this you know what? Thank you guys for being a part of the show. Bill, take us out so I don't get in bigger trouble with my wife.
Guys, thank you so much for being in the chat as always every Friday. Look forward to it next Friday. Guys, early game Sunday. Broncos, Eagles, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Check your local listings wherever you guys may be. We will be doing the neighborhood early breakfast.
Promote that neighborhood.
So at 10 a.m., 10, 11, 12, and 1, wherever you may be in this great country, the United States. Till next Friday, guys, have a fantastic weekend. Go Cubs this coming Saturday. Talk to you later, guys. Next Friday. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Simcoe's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come.